yeah, it was. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is Shot 30 Podcast, and I am Shane Newbert. And today we have a special guest in the studio. This week has been the past 2 weeks been a little bumpy. Had to miss and then miss again, but we've got Friday opened up because we went to Snoop last night, and we knew that we had to be open today. But Mr. Ben Woodfield is here.
Yo, what's up, everyone?
Dude, thank you for being here. Justin was the first person who was like, hey, you got to get Ben on the podcast. And so, well, here you are.
Yeah, here I am. No, great friends with Goldberg. He's a great guy.
He's absolutely splendid.
I actually just listened to the episode you did with him. It's a fantastic. Check it out.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, man. I honestly, I got to talking to a person last night about stand-up comedy, and the way they came to me was like, they're like, yeah, no, that's not for me. I'd go and make a group of 40-year-olds laugh. And I was like,
first off, you never make 40-year-olds laugh. Like, that is so hard to do.
Yeah. And then also, it's like, I think our stand-up crowd is really young. I think our stand-ups are really young.
Oh, yeah, no. Most people are, like, in their 20s. Like, I'm 23.
Mm-hmm.
So I found that it's very awkward to try and get, like, older people to laugh. Like my grandma, for example, she told me that she didn't even like Saturday Night Live when like Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase and Gilda Radner were on. Like, I'm done. I'm never making this woman laugh.
yeah, that's gonna be a tough one, you know.
Yeah.
But I do want to say this real quick. You look like you got soft skin.
I do. It's because I'm fat.
I don't think it's because of that.
I also do a lot of moisturizer stuff.
You do have a little snot drizzle coming out of your nose though, but I like it.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't have to get rid of it if you don't want to.
No, I feel like we're missing the tissues with all, like...
You can just wipe it on your sleeve for stand-up comedians. There we go.
Right, yeah, we've had a lot worse on our sleeves, like throw up and everything else. Because, we hang out in bars a lot. Because really, as comedians, Donnie and Townsend and I were talking about this, we're drink sellers.
Mm-hmm.
That's our most important thing, because we got to keep these venues open if we want to perfect our art form.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to be at the Speakeasy tonight?
I wish I was. I have to do Austin. I don't have to. I get to do Austin Ingles show in Galva at the Anderson Family Coffee.
No, that's awesome. Yeah. Good for you. And that'll be that room. I've heard nothing but great things about. I grew up right down the road from there.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I grew up in Kiwani.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you gotten to do that one yet? Or
I haven't done that. And then I got asked to do the one in next month. I can't remember what day he has it.
I think it's like the 27th.
27th, yeah, because that's me and my wife's 5/27/17. Yeah, that's me and my wife's wedding anniversary. So we're gonna be chilling on the beach, not probably telling jokes.
No.
She says that we're gonna stop in and do some mics, but mics are work, you know.
Well, it depends. Like, where are you going to like do this shit?
Well, we're going to one of two places. We haven't decided because all year long we save change, like ones, fives, whatever, and then change. And then we just put it all together. And then a couple weeks before it's time to go, we just decide where we're going. And none of the money's out of our pocket. It's just money that was thrown aside.
Right.
So if it's like, hey, maybe we have $800 in there. We'll go to, maybe like B-dubs for a wild night.
Yeah.
But if we have like $1,000, maybe we'll grab a couple plane tickets. Or if we have $2,000, fuck, I'm leaving her and taking that money, dude.
No, yeah. Because the only reason I asked is I went to Florida recently on just a family vacation. And I did some open mics while I was there. There was one Daytona Beach at the Tirnanog open mic. It was like the longest running mic in the city. And that was one of the best experiences I've had doing comedy.
Really?
It was 11 o'clock at night. The host immediately comes out. He's like this. He's kind of like a taller version of you, not to like throw shade or anything. Like, just the way he looks.
He's a tall, fat guy.
Yeah, he was a tall, fat guy.
Okay. Was it Todd Wilhite?
No, it wasn't Todd Wilhite. No, he had all his hair.
Okay. Good. Thank God.
I don't know Todd well enough to talk shit about him.
You can talk shit about him. Trust me.
Good.
Let's put a picture of him right there.
Yeah. Clip it up.
Let's shame him.
Right. But no, he's like, he gets up on stage, and the first rule he has is don't shit in my Coke room.
Damn.
It was the bathroom to like normal people, but down South Florida, like it's a completely different ballgame.
And it is a Coke room. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like for real.
Oh yeah, but great crowds, like very, very active, like Florida comedy scene for like, I was surprised.
Did you do your set in sandals?
Oh yeah. I was like fully like vacation mode. I had like the Salt Life t-shirt on. And I done like a
So you're
showcase.
dressed like James Draper,
I was just like James Draper, dude.
Hawaiian shirt on.
Hawaiian shirt. You got like the Birkenstocks. You got like
Gray
your like
hair.
cargo shorts. Not yet. Few years though. My
Okay.
dad went gray pretty early. It's actually kind of funny because if you look at like my like baby photos, like he's got a full head of black hair, and then like 1 year later, it's like Father Christmas.
Damn. Well, it hits you fast, man.
I know kids are a challenge.
I had I can pull out a couple of gray hairs in my beard, but not on top of my head yet. I haven't seen any of those, so
That's good.
hopefully we can avoid that for a little bit longer.
Right.
But you are well. Before we go into that, Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Castbox, YouTube, all those things. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and leave a review. Leaving a review helps us out a ton, and you guys have been on it lately. Like, I mean, our numbers are jumping like crazy, and I appreciate all of you for doing that. That is awesome. I have no idea how or why, but it's awesome. Okay, but you're from Bluegrass?
Yeah, I'm from Bluegrass, Iowa. I live in Iowa City most of the week. Like right now, I just graduated back in December, and it's a great scene up there. We get like 3 open mics a week on average. Like the Yacht Club, now Joystick, they have their open mics Monday and Thursdays. We got the Thue Brewing Company in Cedar Rapids. They have something every Tuesday night, like consistently.
So you go up with Aloe a lot?
Yeah, I go with Aloe. Okay, funny story about Aloe. Last Tuesday, I said that we should open up an attendance policy at Mike like we have in class, where if you're not there in 15 minutes, you can't sign up. And that wasn't directed at Aloe. That was directed towards somebody else. But he gets up on stage, like he's the last guy up, and he rips into me for a good 2 minutes about that policy. And it was the funniest riffing I ever heard.
Dude, he's great. He's an OG of Shot 30 Podcast. He was one of the first episodes, one of the first guests we had.
I'm definitely going to go back and check that out.
It's funny. It's crazy. It'll be crazy to see how different everything has changed from in here. I mean, whether it's the equipment or the room and all this and that. We wanted to do more of a bar scene-ish type thing because I like the feeling of, yeah, there's a camera over there. Yeah, we're recording, but more of like we're sitting at a bar talking to each other,
Right?
And that's the way this podcast goes. There's no script to it. No. Honestly, you're a hard guy to even know anything about. What, you started a new Facebook page, and so like. You don't have anything linked to it. So essentially, I just went off of, hey, he's a stand-up comedian. We can just go from there.
Exactly. Well, actually, the reason is I started a new Facebook page because Ben Woodfield's not like my birth name. That's not my given name. Because I don't really like the way it sounds on stage. No one ever pronounces it right. It's High Riggs.
High Riggs?
Yeah.
Is it High Riggs is your first name?
No, that's my last name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
I was gonna say I can't wait to hear the last name.
Yeah, it's Strusseldorf, actually.
High Riggs Schlüsseldorf.
No, no one ever mispronounces Woodfield on stage, so I just go by that. It's easy for everyone to announce, and it makes life a lot easier.
Yeah, that's well. See, I had when I started this new job, it was like, I mean, so much of an upgrade of a job for me. And here I am with this TikTok with a big giant dick. Then I have all these skits videos that I've made, one with a beer bottle up my asshole. That one and that was like my best work. That was my first like viral video. And they just took it down on all platforms after 2 years of that thing being up. I said, you want to see me chug 2 beers? And I just chug a beer.
Yeah.
And then and then my wife goes like, "Oh, okay." And I turn to go walk away, and I have my pants down, and I have a beer bottle all the way up my butt, dude. And it like I took a lot of shit for it because it was really up there,
right? A lot of boofing.
It didn't feel like it was in my butthole, but like my cheeks were definitely around. I would let's call it the shaft of it, the nozzle. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
No,
little hose bib.
Exactly.
Yeah,
censorship's a problem.
Yeah, so they took me down for that, but that was my first little lick of the ice cream cone, and man, it's a fun thing.
Yeah,
yeah. So do you do like social media apps and all this and that?
I'm on them. I don't put a lot of content on there just because I think of something that's funny, then I try and record it. I'm like, this is really boring. Like, it's just me talking for 5 minutes.
Do you think maybe sometimes it's you just being like too self-critical?
Oh, definitely. I am extremely self-critical. I'm actually doing pretty good today because I did a really good set last night. And it's kind of one of those sets where like it reminds you that you can be funny and you can make people laugh. Mm-hmm. Like I had like 2 minutes of like new Ukrainian war jokes.
Oh yeah.
Well, because
and they worked.
they worked with super well because they were about me. Because my mom's super worried that there's going to be a draft. I'm going to get conscripted and have to go fight. And I told her, listen, Mom, if that happens, I'm just going. Because okay, my great uncle Curly, World War II, he got a free European ski trip.
Damn, man.
Grandpa got to go on a free government-sponsored 2-year cruise.
Yep.
I'm looking for my free vacation.
You know what? And that's good for you. Good for you. But you're a young guy, man. Like I think a lot of these people who are younger cats are like looking for the way in the world. Absolutely join like the National Guard and stuff like that. Like because. Man, it's gonna at least hook you up with free school and all kind of. I mean, your jokes about free vacation, dude. People get to see things they would never see in their normal life.
I can't get access to heavy duty like machine guns like as a civilian, but as a military man, you can play with those.
Yeah.
Although I did have a friend at work when I used to work at Hy-Vee. He was in the National Guard. He just got out, and he said, "Don't join the army during times of peace because there's nothing for you to fucking do." Like you're learning so many skills like that you're never going to use again. I'm like, yeah, dude. I graduated from high school. Like I know how that's like.
Oh, but it is. That's a wild thing, man. We waste so much time in school, like learning the dumbest shit.
Right.
When we learn the dumbest shit. When I can tell you, probably half. I would say over half this town probably could not change a tire.
No,
but I'm not saying. Shame on that person for not knowing how to change a tire. But if you've never changed a tire, then how the fuck are you supposed to know?
you're not.
Yeah, there should be like a whole bunch of how to check your house for mice or what, like how to set a mouse trap. These are shit.
Right.
This is shit that
Everyone should know how to do.
Yeah, but we don't teach, like there's no common sense courses in. And even though I say common sense, like it sounds like I'm being rude, I'm saying in a way there's a lot of shit that people don't know how to do. We should go into a house and shut off the water.
Yeah.
Teach a person how to hit the breaker.
Right.
They have some like construction classes and stuff like that where it's like basic.
Yeah, but they're not pushing kids into that.
Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the systems just set us all up for failure.
I think it's so that they can charge like $30 an hour to have someone come out and do it for you.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm not trying to go like full conspiracy theorist, but I feel like just they haven't caught up with the curriculum because they always wanted to push people to like, oh, you need to go to college so you can get a good job and pay for everything. And to a certain extent, like that's not a bad plan. Like my friend who works at the steel mill, he makes really good money. He also like can work overtime and make double on top of what's really good. So he's like, why the fuck would I ever pay or mow my own lawn when I can pay someone like what I make in 15 minutes to do it for me?
Absolutely.
Like, I'm not telling you that that's what you have to do. You don't have to go out and be a high wage earner. But if you're not going to, learn how to do a lot of stuff for yourself. And also, I think that's honestly why like stuff like TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, YouTube especially, we live in such a great time where we don't need to sit down in a classroom and have someone tell us how to change a tire. We get on YouTube and watch it.
Yeah. We, like older generations say like we're know-it-alls or like blah, blah, blah. We think that we've got all the information in the world. Yeah, because you motherfuckers gave it to us. You made these fucking phones and we made them better. And now we gave ourselves all the information. Not we as in you and me. We're too stupid for that.
Exactly.
But someone did it for us. Now we do. Yeah. Why would we think that we know everything about the world? Because when we're 8 years old, we can look up how to put in a butt plug in literally 7 seconds. I found out what docking was in literally 8 seconds. Like boom, and then you just keep scrolling through those pictures, man. God, there's nothing hotter than just two giant dongs and one with an extra skin, you know?
All right, like the Chinese finger trap.
Yeah.
No, you have to find some with a foreskin. All my friends are Hebrew.
Have you heard my bit that bit that I do?
About docking?
Yeah.
About how people have to like look it up?
Well, the Chinese finger trap?
I think I have actually.
Because that's what I said. Yeah, I was like, did I steal that from somebody else?
No.
My whole heart. No, that's one of my best jokes.
No, I've been listening to the Shot 30 podcast because Shane and I have never met in person before. We're two strangers. So I'm like, I'll learn some things through the podcast. Like I like driving around listening to podcasts. That to me is more fun than music because I'm a screenwriter. Like I want to write pilots. So one of the things you're supposed to do is like listen to dialogue, learn how people talk, and then you make your dialogue seem more authentic.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool. Last week I got to be in my first movie.
How was that?
So I can tell you what my expectations were compared to reality. I had watched Killer Pinata 1. It was a very goofy, very silly, horrible horror comedy.
Right.
But I liked it, and it has like a big following of people who enjoy those type of movies.
Yeah.
And so I had reached out to them, seeing that they were from Chicago, and that when they go to release a movie, they come and do all the radio stations in the Quad Cities. And so I was like, hey, would you guys be interested in coming on my podcast? It's not going to give you the publicity of like a radio station or something like that, but so we could maybe make some skits out of it, put it on TikTok where we have, 500,000 followers on there.
Right.
So, well, they reached out to me, and then they said after it was over, they would, but hey, we have a open spot for some extras, and if you want to come up. And so we get there, it's a real fucking production studio, cameramen, sound guys, light guys, everything, and it was so much fucking fun. I'm gonna put some pictures up, but I got some speaking lines. I might even be in the trailer because one of my lines is important towards the storyline, so we'll see. But
Fingers crossed.
But it is like that. That's a fun world of something you don't need. For me, it was something I don't get. You don't get to do this every day.
No.
So what a cool opportunity.
Exactly.
And so you've been writing. Have you ever had anything
Made? Not yet. I did take a like graduate level like TV writing class my last semester of college, and it was phenomenal. Like, I got to talk to agents and people working in the industry. Like the guys who wrote The Quiet Place came in Zoom one day. We got to talk to them. They're Quad City heroes. If no one knew,
Quad City heroes?
yeah, they're from Bettendorf.
Oh,
So not maybe heroes, but like residents, because Better Dwarf people have an air about them.
yeah.
But
I know what you're saying.
I'm just kidding. I love Bettendorf people. Come to my shows, please.
Yeah, or or they could just cancel you.
Oh, they could, yeah. I don't know.
You might have just dug your own grave right there.
Maybe. You know what? I've always told people
Bettendorf fucks.
if someone tries to cancel me and it's successful, I'm just running for office as a Republican. Like I'm going to go full. They thought Trump was bad. Like I can be way worse. I am way more creative.
Damn, dude. Do you do politics at all?
Not really. Like I feel like I'm informed and I can talk about things certain places, but like I don't need to make politics my brands. And like if you love Donald Trump, like. First off, my whole policy is don't make any politician your superhero. Like, I think that part gets a little fanatical. Like, there's no one I've ever met who I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go buy your shirt and fly your flag outside of my house. Like, that just seems kind of sketchy in my opinion. Like, I feel like that kind of... Yard decorations just stick to things that are cute and, like, sports teams. And, like, that's it.
Everything else, it seems like it's getting a little culty.
Yeah.
A little culty.
Oh, like I was down in Florida and they had like a Trump store where they were selling a bunch of Trump merch on Panama City Beach. I'm like, dude, like, where's my Hawaiian shirts? Like, I don't need like.
Yeah, I'm here for beads.
I'm here exactly. Like, let's
Dippin' Dots. Oh.
Dippin' Dots.
The real Dippin' Dots down at PCB, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa. Not this shit they're putting in baggies and putting in gas stations. Do the real Dippin' Dots. Ice cream of the future, man.
Right.
I remember the first time those little balls entered my mouth, dude. I swear to God, I just let them melt like it. It's just a perfect little creamy, like.
Just melting down the back of your throat. Oh yeah, those are good.
Oof. Little salty. Yeah, it just came out of that fucking giant vein.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as speaking of like good dessert food, because I can tell we like to eat.
Yeah.
They had like this Key West or key lime donut, and like I'm not a big fan of key lime pie, but the donut it was a little tart, but it's like really sweet, like covered in powdered sugar, baked that morning. Oh, it was heavenly. I love like fresh baked donuts. There's nothing better.
Ooh, yo. So there's in Bluegrass, there's that little like bar restaurant.
Oh,
right
the Corner Grill.
You do. That place is fucking bomb.
I have not been in years, but yeah, it is pretty good.
Why have you not been in years?
I don't know, because usually just we go out to other restaurants. I actually kind of am boycotting the town of Bluegrass right now.
Oh no.
Because they have like a like speed camera, but I think it's moving.
Oh.
And my grandpa got caught by it, and he called like the city chambers, and he's like, "Hey, like, what's going on here? What's with this? And like, do I have to pay this?" Like, yeah, you have to pay this. And he's like, "Okay, well, cool. We'll tell the guy at the hardware store, the lumber yard, the restaurants, the grocery store, the gas stations, I'm not shopping in your town anymore." Well, you can't do that. You're Bluegrass, Iowa. You're not exclusive.
Yeah.
Like, I 85% of Americans hate red light cameras. They are only there because people lobby, or the companies have so much money they can basically buy their way into keeping them around.
Dude, you know, you gotta let your heart free a little bit, man. You're stressing out about bluegrass, dude.
Oh, I'm not like stressed out about it, but like there's something in bluegrass that I need that I can't get anywhere else.
What about the fucking coolest drive-in movie theater, dog?
Oh,
where the fuck else you getting that right now?
Well, I mean, there are other places. Actually, I don't like drive-in movie theaters.
Why?
I hate to say that because like my friend's parents own that place, and it's a really cool place. Go check it out. But I don't go.
Nice
to
plug.
I can't like diss somebody's business and then like not plug it.
Yeah.
No, it's just the concept of it to me because I love like the indoor movie theaters because I'm like a daytime moviegoer. I love the matinees where they're cheap.
Yeah.
And it's air conditioned and there's no bugs around because we're in Iowa. There's you go outside in the summertime, there's bugs everywhere. It's just like not my thing.
No, well, I mean, so I'm not sure if you're straight or
I'm straight.
Okay, so
Yeah.
imagine you have your wife and your wife is slobby drunk.
Yeah.
Would you rather take her into the movie theater or have her ass post up beside you in the truck where no one can hear her bullshit?
I mean, I'd rather be at home, but I would go with the truck.
I see. That's one thing that I liked about COVID. All these brand new movies that were supposed to be in theaters. My fat ass was posted up with
At
a
home.
fucking dude. I had a pizza. I had all the beer for literally a quarter of the price. Like,
Yeah.
and my fat ass is laying in my bed.
Right.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than pizza in bed.
Oh, you're
It's
so right.
unparalleled.
And then when you find a little sausage at like 2 a.m. or
That sweet midnight treat.
oh god, it's just like beard. I don't know. Can you shoot any beard hair out of that?
No, I can't grow a beard to save my life.
Yeah, you got what appears to be like the softest peach fuzz. Like, can you grow any?
No, like very patchy.
Yeah,
And it's like,
the Indians.
no, I'm not a member of the tribe. It's just like long and like way spread out, and it doesn't look good. It looks like actual pubes on my face. And like any guy who has a pubic beard, shave it today because it is not doing you any favors.
Well. I'm not going to jump to that.
I'll jump to
You
that
know
one.
what? Anybody who wants to grow a pubic beard, I want to see your pubic beard. You know, you kind of look like Samoan. Look at your hair, and then when you turn your head to the side, peek at that, dude. You look like the Rock in that Moana.
Oh yeah, Maori.
Yeah, that's exactly how you look.
That's what his name was. I don't have kids, so I don't know what the latest Disney
You
stuff
don't need
is.
to lie. It's okay. You're up to date on your Disney movies.
Well, I did see that one, but like I feel like if you have kids, you've seen Moana 15 times. I've seen it once.
Well, I have 3 daughters, and I
Oh,
can tell
shit.
you, I do not watch any of that bullshit.
Really?
That's why I have a podcast studio, and it's a drinking show. So if I get too fucked up down here, I'm down here for hours, or I have to
Right,
go to
yeah.
bed afterwards. I do everything just to avoid seeing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think my grandpa always said the happiest time of his life was between my mom getting married and moving out and grandma retiring. That like cool 4-year period.
Well, so you got a nice job?
No, I'm unemployed because I just graduated. I'm trying to move out to Los Angeles right now.
Damn. To do some stand up and screenwriting and stuff?
Yeah, that stuff because that's like the perfect place if you want to do both of those things. Like if I wanted to just do comedy, I would stay here a couple more years and then like move to Chicago. And if I could do it there, I could probably branch out from that. But I want to do the screenwriting stuff mainly because I really have a passion for it. And I feel like that's just they work hand in hand really well together. My professor actually told me he loves working with stand-up comedians because they know how to get to the point. They're good joke writers.
Well, and that's the reason that so many you don't go walk up to a place and pick a lead role for your movie.
No.
But what people do is they come to comedy bars and comedy clubs and they see comedians and how they're performing, and then they pull actors from that because they see you acting in your element, you know.
Yep.
Which is a really cool thing. That's why so many of these comedians, they whether it's background in movies or even lead roles that turn into more and more and more. Adam Sandler, Jim Carrey, like look at them and their whole careers haven't been classified around the comedy stuff.
No.
Vince Vaughn, He started out as a horror scene, in Psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in. They're like, you're never gonna make it as a horror film actor.
Yeah.
And so then he went to so then you get that other weird change in the middle of
Mm-hmm.
it. I don't know. Comedy's a really cool thing though, because you walk into a room and everybody's different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, especially up here.
Exactly. We do have, for like the area, it feels like it's a very diverse group of people. But there actually has been something I've been doing lately is I've started a tally called White Guy Comedy Bingo.
Okay.
Where every time you see like a white guy get up on stage, take a drink every time he talks about being raised Catholic, about how he had a shitty dad, or if he's a parent, how he's a shitty dad. There some form of dating apps, they love to talk about that, and not being molested.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
You're gonna fail. But oh shit! What was I gonna say to you? God damn it! I lost it. But so when you started, how long did you started comedy while you were in college?
Yeah. So actually, at the University of Iowa, they offer a class called Stand-Up Comedy Practicum, and
Pre-cum?
yeah, pre-cum.
Oh.
But no, I started doing that, and that was actually fall 2020, like mid-pandemic, because I signed up for the class back when this was a 2-week thing to stop the spread.
Yep.
And then we were basically all virtual. So I learned how to do comedy through Zoom. I was doing Zoom open mics, and that was actually kind of fun.
Really?
Yeah, because the audiences are terrible. They're composed of 3 people, 3 types of people. There's the dude who's ripping his bong. There's somebody who's clearly obviously scrolling on Twitter in the next window open. And then like there's that golden audience member who's another comedian who's like listening, who wants to give you feedback. I met some really great friends along the way. Like my friend Winston Hodges, he lives out in DC. He's like a full-time comedian now. Like he's killing it. He released an album this year. He does a podcast called Host Battle. I love comedy podcasts.
Check out our podcast first, but then
Yes,
after
please do
that. What's his podcast called?
It's the Host Battle podcast. It's Chris Allen and Winston Hodges. They're very funny guys.
We'll put that picture up right here.
I feel like if you like this type of stuff where they're talking about like food and comedy and like sports, you would like that too.
Should we get nastier? Should we talk about some real nasty shit?
Yeah, let's talk about some really disgusting, just vulgar crap.
What's the worst thing that's ever happened to your penis?
There's like a callus on it.
A callus? Or
It was kind of hard. It was like a patch of dead skin that I took off with a pair of like toenail clippers.
And you're telling the truth right now.
I'm telling honest to God truth.
Okay, so like, there's a lot of questions going on here, but the first one is, why the fuck toenail clippers?
Because it just felt like it was the easiest thing to use. Like I was gonna go use scissors or like a knife. Like I don't know what, like cuticle clip. Like they trimmed dead skins with it, so like it was like a cuticle part.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah, that's a pretty rough one. Well, this one isn't even the worst one that's ever happened to my penis per se, but I did get something called folliculitis. Have you ever heard of it?
I have not. It sounds horrifying.
Okay, so it was the middle of summer. It was like 105 degrees outside. And I was trimming this one woman's bushes in her backyard.
It sounds more like work than sexy.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I was boiling, so I went over to her pool. It looked like a clean pool. And I dipped my head in.
Okay.
Well,
you like this part?
Yeah, just like my head.
Okay, not like your head.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I've rubbed that one on her clitori.
Right.
But so what happened was my pores were wide open, as open as they can be. And when I dipped my head in, there was a very thin film of algae. And my pores sealed up immediately all over my head with that algae in all of my pores. And what happens is, so you get folliculitis. So now your body is fighting literally a head full of infection that is now pumping through my body, because once I cool down, those pores seal up. So that's
trapped.
just in there.
Yeah.
And so what happened to me was I turned into a walking pimple.
Yeah.
I had zits within hours in between my fingers, in my butt crack, in my armpits, covering my arms. Every little, if you went like this on my arm, it was just pus that was coming out. So my body was trying to fight this huge infection, and I was at the prison working in dietary where it was even hotter. So I went up to my shift commander and I was like, I think I got to go home.
Yeah.
And she goes, why? What's up? And I took my shirt off and we fucked.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was the nastiest part, right?
Yeah.
Like the boss of the prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I took my shirt off and I was like, something's wrong. And she goes, yeah, get yourself to the emergency room.
Yeah.
I was just, I mean, it was my whole face, my eyelids. Yeah.
No, that's horrible.
But worst thing that's ever happened to my penis? Oh, God. I don't know. I don't know.
Is it a very resilient dick, or
Yeah, like it's strong and smart. It's got a strong prerogative.
it's got
like,
street smarts?
Yeah, but it's got a lot of shit on there. Some points. I mean, I don't know. Probably one time I did. Have you ever seen the BME Pain Olympics?
Oh yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah, so I put a firecracker in the pee hole once and lit it, and it just blew the end off a little bit, but I pulled it off with toenail clippers. Don't worry.
Well, actually, the worst penis story I ever heard, that's true, is my dad had to have 2 penis surgeries and like 64 shots because he had what's called like a multi-cell, like a hemangioma something. Basically, most people get them on their ears and they're completely benign. But what would happen is blood would try and like flow through it, and it couldn't, and it would hurt. Yeah. So he had to like go through all that.
I think it's called ED.
No, it wasn't ED. Like
he just needs a blue chew, bro.
Well, no,
he took 64 shots, and all he needed is a blue chew.
We actually kind of are worried that it was the blue chew that he was taking that made it grow. Like this is a actual like weird medical anomaly. Like trust me, I know all about like my parents and grandparents leaving Viagra on the counter. Like we've all found it.
Yeah, my parents used to leave cum loads all over the place.
Oh yeah, just like a floor full of like failed siblings.
Oh, dude, all those friends that I could have had,
right,
just laying there.
There's like the other 4 members of my band. It's great.
Yeah, that was supposed to be our junior high basketball team. Fuck.
God damn it.
Sometimes I get so depressed that I was born so short.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like if I was just taller, you know, and I've got a large penis for a short man, but what if I had a large penis for a tall man?
The world's your oyster at that point.
And I'd love to look down. I'd love to look down upon people, you know?
Yeah.
Instead, it's like Adolf. I'm like Adolf Hitler. Like I have to look up at everybody and just yell as loud as I can for them to even hear me.
Exactly. Although you will be thankful for being shorter when you go to change your shirt and you don't hit your hand on the like ceiling fan.
Oh,
that shit hurts. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like being short. I'm not short, but like. My freshman year, my roommate was 6'6". So everywhere we went, I was just like a head smaller, and I just felt like super pissed off, like walking around like a little kid with like his parents. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, like I mean that's the thing. So like when we have parties at our house, I mean I would say 3 out of 5 of my closest friends are all well up there. Yeah. And so they come over, or like Julian Vandervelde.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so Julian does a podcast that sits beside me, and I just look like his fucking Make-A-Wish kid, dude. Like, it's ridiculous. But
God, what poor Make-A-Wish kid would have like Julian come over? Is that JT Cage or?
Oh, no. I was talking about Julian Vandervelde. He was in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, no, shit. Yeah, I was thinking of the other tall guy.
Yeah, I was like, damn, dude, way to shit all over Julian's whole career.
No, like, sorry, apologies to Julian.
To the 400-pound massive hunk of meat.
Yeah.
Dude, hey, if you want to come fight him, man,
I'm here. Like, I'll get my ass kicked.
He's the nicest guy in the world. Oh, my God.
Well, you know why he's the nicest guy in the world?
Because he's 400 pounds.
Because you're 400 pounds and big. Like no one wants to mess with you. Like, well, actually, Mike Gigolos probably would.
Well, yeah, I challenged him to a fight when he was on the podcast. So this will be out before or after Mike's is up. But Mike wanted no. He did not want to fight me. I guess.
No.
Yeah, there was no motivation there for him.
Well, Mike and I did Chris Schlichting's show Tomfoolery on Tremont, their open mic on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And he was a little drunk, and we were kind of like play fighting. He's like, "I'm gonna slap you." I'm like, "Mike, I'm gonna pick you up." He's like, "You pick me up, I'm gonna slap you." And like, his head turned for a second, so I just ran at him, like grabbed him around the arms, just picked him up like he was like a dog or I don't know.
Yeah, like a small dog.
I can pick up like a medium-sized dog.
Mike's more like of a Chihuahua.
He's a Chihuahua, yeah.
I see. You know, Mike actually used to be in the Taco Bell commercials.
Really? A little like shaking dog.
Taquito Taco Bell.
All right, but like real talk, do you think Mike Gigolos would qualify for midget porn?
Yeah, I mean, I would I mean, if he was having sex with a midget, you would be like, he's just a little taller than her.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think he would.
Yeah.
I would watch. Would you watch it?
I'd watch it like for science. Like, have you ever seen the show Gigolos?
I fucking love the show Gigolos, dude. And even like the whole world's been deprived of wieners our whole life.
Yeah.
And now now you got it.
We got it.
There's a show for the wheat, and I don't want to fuck these fat bitches. It's like these guys are such drama queens. Oh, I get the ugly chick this time, or
yeah, like the episode where there was like the two women in a couple, and like one of them wanted to have sex with the gigolo. And he gets there and he doesn't know which one's which. And there was like this absolute bombshell babe like in the pool. He's like, oh hey, and then her girlfriend walks out, and that's the one who wanted to have sex with them. And I think she kind of looked like me, if I'm being honest.
Ooh, well, that's hot.
Thank you.
That's hot.
He was. I can see like the light in his eyes leave a little bit.
Well, you know what? It happens. But man,
job's a job.
What season are you on? Have you seen them all?
I've only watched one episode. My parents are actually the ones who were telling me about
Oh
this.
my god!
No, my mom is enthralled with the show Gigolos, and she asked me, "Ben, could you ever do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, Mom. I worked at Hy-Vee for like a year and made $11,000. These guys make it in 2 weekends. Like,
yeah,
that is."
Have you ever looked up what they actually make? What they charge? You can get like each individual guy and see what it's like $5,000 for a night, and all their accommodations are on you as well.
Yep.
If you want to go out to eat, you pay.
Right. Well, that's just like taking money out of the business expense account at that point,
dude.
But like, I mean, being completely honest with it, like, I don't know where I'm going with this.
I just don't know if I could. You know, I could only have sex with one human being a day, I think.
Yeah.
I put all my efforts into just one spray.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not one of those that's like, okay, now I got to get another one out of here real fast. Like,
you got one in the chamber, and that's all there is until like the next reloading period.
Yeah, and I've got 10 fingers and 10 toes. Like, if you if the person I'm with needs something in them, or you know, like there's that.
Yeah, you got a pretty mouth, like
yeah. Or I mean, like if I've given a guy a hand job for too long, like I can always move to my mouth, or like just slide it. You know, actually, this is kind of a funny, weird thing, and I swear this is true. I didn't lose my virginity till later, but what I did do was I had this girlfriend that would let me pour lube in her butt crack and just hump her butt crack because she didn't want my dick was way too big to go inside of that. Like
humble brag.
No, it's just fact. You want to call Jake McDowell right now?
No, I believe you.
Yeah, it's I mean, picture. Yeah. Look at it's just.
Okay.
How about like a core water bottle?
Okay.
Like the core water.
Yeah. Oh, the core water bottle. Yeah. No, that's thick.
But you know, like I always wanted to start an. That's thick. Yeah, that's thick.
That's a big one. That's you gotta work your way up to that.
I am excited for tonight because the Speakeasy to host it. Like, first of all, to host it is one of the coolest things ever because I got started not there, but like those were my first places and the place that I ended up calling home. And I won the competition last year, but then the very first competition I ever won at the Speakeasy was a titty tassel twirl off. It was at a bottoms up show. Had no idea what I was even walking to. It was my first burlesque show I'd ever been to. Walked up on stage and they put pasties on me and I ripped my clothes off and won.
I feel like that's something you should like pay homage to tonight.
I am. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh great. No,
I've got something really fun. Actually, I can tell you about it because he won't know because this won't be posted today. But so Brad's last night, Brad Han.
I'm not familiar with Brad, but
okay. Well, he's been at the Speakeasy a very long time.
Okay.
He's front door. He does all the. But it's his last night working there for the open mic, and so I'm gonna have John Al play. Kiss the Girl from
Little Mermaid.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say, Brad, will you come up on stage real quick? And then everybody, let's say goodbye to Brad and like give him a round of applause. But Brad, you know what to do, and I'm gonna make him make out with me on stage right then and there.
I'm not really upset. Actually, let me text Austin Ingalls real quick.
Yeah, that would be fun. But no, you'll have so much fun at that show.
Oh yeah.
We're coming out tonight. When I walk up on stage, it's to Toto Africa.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I fucking love that song.
That's like the classic 80s power rock. No. Oh, we won't get demonetized though.
I don't know. I mean, neither of us are going to sing it very accurately.
Well, no, but I don't know. I always get weirded out with like the copyright music stuff. Like,
you look like a guy who could sing.
Oh, actually, I tried for like 5 years. I can't.
Give me something. I left a good job in the city. Ooh, okay.
Maybe I don't know what.
Pick a song you're comfortable with.
I bless the rains down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things that we never have. Ooh.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah, that was actually trash. Like
it wasn't the worst.
It wasn't the worst, but like I think I'm also self-conscious because I did like show choir and choir all those years. So I was around people who were really good.
Yeah, and it makes you. I mean, dude, you can sing. I can tell that you have a voice in there. That wasn't your real singing voice.
Maybe not, but it's also like 9 a.m. on Friday morning. Like my pipes are a little like.
Oh yeah, well mine are full of fucking weed right now.
Oh yeah, we can talk about smoking weed.
Yeah, I mean, anybody's allowed to talk about smoking weed. Yeah,
true.
So where you? Well, speaking of smoking weed, where are you trying to get a job at?
Well, like I was talking to my professor. It's like if you want to work in the industry, go to a talent agency and be someone's assistant because that's where you get like kind of snatched out for like bigger.
Yeah, the Epstein or not Epstein.
No, hopefully not Epstein.
Who's the film producer guy? The guy
Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein.
Another piece of shit.
Yeah, go if you could be his assistant, would you?
Yes, I would. But before anybody comes for me, what I would do is I'd gather the dirt on him, the evidence, so we could actually lock him away. Like, I'm not loyal to that extent. And I feel like people who would say, oh, they'd kill your career. I'm like, I'm just the guy who busted Harvey Weinstein. Like, I can just go on morning talk shows for the rest of the year. Like, every feminist podcast is going to champion me like the hero.
And write a couple books.
Write some books. I got an English degree. I can do that.
Start a podcast of like, you'll get a little culty type,
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, you've made it.
Oh, yeah.
You want to know which guy I feel bad for that almost made it and then didn't?
Who?
In Iowa State, there was this kid that had the sign.
Carson King.
The way that kid got destroyed, like he was about to be king of the world. Mm-hmm. I mean, when he said that he was going to donate all that money back to
the Children's Hospital,
and then Budweiser sponsored him, and then Budweiser
Venmo, everyone was like pouring money in. Like this guy was.
He was at $1 million, and then they said they were going to match his amount. Mm-hmm. And then after some reporter found a tweet of his from 10 years ago when he was a kid.
Back in high school, before he went on a mission trip to go build houses. Yeah. I think in like Africa or somewhere like that.
He had put up a rap lyric that said just some...
Comparing like someone to gorillas.
Yeah.
And I remember like that controversy. And then they also went through and found like one of the like journalists like old tweets that did the same thing. I've also cleaned my Twitter page, by the way. Like I have deleted any questionable tweets.
Yeah, I'm a very self-conscious social media user.
Yep.
It's very rare that I'll even cuss on social media just because like on here I'll say whatever the fuck I want whenever the fuck I want to say it. But on Facebook, I know that they try to get everybody for everything and this and that harassment. One time I said to somebody like, wow, like you look amazing or you look hot or whatever. Yeah. And it was, just one of our friends, but I was just, and I got it for sexual harassment. Like, and I'm like, this makes absolutely no sense. This is
right. Someone like found like their little flag and that they got to click, and then they got their little serotonin drip from that.
Yeah, you ever had the drip?
The morphine drip? No, I've never had like surgery stuff before.
I meant which sexual transmitted diseases?
Oh yeah, no, I don't have any STDs. That's for other comedians to talk about. Like I won't name names, but on Tuesday, one of them said, like condoms bad for the environment. They take forever to degrade. Chlamydia lasts a week.
Yeah, and I mean, it is a good point, and kids last for forever.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
I know. That's the hard part. Like,
So what? So when is your time frame to try to get up and out of here?
I want to be gone by June.
You're trying to find a job there first.
Yeah, because I also want to move out with like a solidly finished script before I move, because I feel like that's a lot easier to like try and like send that around to like as a resume of sorts, like a writing sample.
If someone picks it up and you start filming this thing, can I be in it?
Oh yeah, actually, I want to tell you about the like one of the ideas I'm working on right now. It's about it's called Setup, and it stars basically a fictional version of me, and I'm about to start like a job at a temp agency, like really boring crap. And it basically follows he does some like local comedy shows, like starts doing stuff like that, and like he gets a check from like his grandpa's life insurance policy. And it's like a whole lot of money, but like it's enough to like I can either be responsible and like try and buy a house, or I can go fuck around and try and like achieve an unobtainable dream. And then every episode would be going to a different city, and meeting the local comics there and kind of writing like a show based upon like a story that would be unique to that specific area.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah,
and I'm sorry for just like trudging in on that, like saying that I should be in the movie.
No, you should.
I just think just because I started my acting career and
right, and then like anytime there's the cameras rolling, like, hey, can I be in it? Like,
dude,
like, oh wait, you have an OnlyFans account? Like, I do boylesque. Like, you trying to collab?
I'm just like I just always like if I can get a pinky in a picture, I know it's my pinky.
Yeah,
any time I can be in front of a camera or
right.
camcorder,
and you have the three girls. Like, hopefully they go on to like grow up, have like families and like grandchildren, and you can look at those children, your grandkids. Like, hey, you see that pinky right there? That was Pop's pinky.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. That's what it's all about, man. Yeah. And I love to. There was times that I would write, and I'd come up with this one, man, but I could never finish it. I got hundreds and hundreds of pages into this thing. It was I created this company called Mindco, and like it was so detailed, but the premise of it, like the start of it was this woman's driving, or this guy's going to propose to his girlfriend in Seattle, and it's raining, and he goes up there. It's the third time he's tried to do it, but he gets cold feet every time. And so he went to do it, and she's like, "What's on your mind?" Nothing. So they go for a walk, and then they part ways. And then he's like, "You need to come back." He calls her, "You need to come back. I need to do this." He's going to propose to her. And it's wet roads, and the semi hits her off the road, and she dies.
Oh, yeah.
And so then it's that it flashes forward, and it's that guy sitting at a bar, just breakfast diner, breakfast diner, and he's looking up at the TV, and they're talking about this company that does like mind altercations where they can take out a memory, but it's super expensive, and he's like, "Fuck this." Well, he ends up having that memory removed by a black market company that's doing it.
Oh.
But what they don't realize is, yes, they take away that memory, but he wakes up in the morning thinking to himself, like, wait, where's Amber? They just take away the memory of her dying. So then so essentially that memory just becomes real without him living in that moment. Then there's another one, this kid, he's on college break. They're going, it's a bunch of small stories that meet into one because all these people end up meeting. But this one kid, he was molested by his uncle, and he's coming back home for Christmas, and he goes, "You know what? I've got enough money for this black market." He has that memory removed, and his uncle like walks on eggshells around him, and like knowing what he did. Yeah, just another woman. She had a miscarriage, and then she takes away that memory, so she still thinks she's pregnant.
Okay.
And it's not helping anyone. This black market,
company. It's just people are now delusional.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I see where you're going there, and they all like sort of come together at some point.
Yes.
Like would be like a class action lawsuit, because I don't even think like the black market would be necessarily something you would have to do in that script. You could have it to where they're suing the company for false advertising. because I mean, let's be honest, like corporations do some pretty shady shit as it is.
I think it's a pretty clever idea. And
Yeah.
I mean, I just could not stop writing it. I could not stop. And then I was like, what am I going to do with this?
Exactly. It's like everything else creative wise is we never feel like we can do it like until we get somewhat close to it and you see like a path.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, but dude, we're going to have you come back.
Oh no, I'm excited. I love coming on these things.
Dude, this is awesome. But we just blew we're at.
Holy shit, that's an hour.
Yeah, we're at 53 minutes, and with the intro video and ending, we'll be right in. Where do you want anybody to find your stuff? That OnlyFans thing?
Yeah, that's Ben Woodfield, because that's already kind of a sexual pun. I just do things where you wish your man would do, like take out the garbage, like wash the dishes, listen to you talk about your day, and not like just nod along.
Yeah, dude, what's your price to make an only or not an OnlyFans? I guess just a porn with me.
Porn with you? Like, how many people are we talking about? Like, is it just me and you, or do we get to like bring in extras?
Or it just depends on what the extras look like.
Yeah, no, like
if they all look like Jason Momoa and Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, I'm not doing that part. Like,
you're not doing them?
Oh no. I feel like
what if the movie's called Losers Get Banged by Superheroes? So then like it's just you and me getting banged by like just Wolverine and Ryan Reynolds and
yeah. I don't know. I feel like that one would have. I'm trying to think like how much money I would need to like live my dream life for the rest of time. Yeah, because I think that would be it.
I feel like if we did that, like we'd be holding hands.
Yeah,
we're just like leaned over together, like looking at each other, like, dude, just wait for
why
that
did we fucking rob this bank?
Dude would be like, just wait for that pina coladas. And
yep, just you gotta risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Well, this is Shot 30 Podcast. Oh, do you have it anywhere else? Anybody?
You can find me at TikTok, Ben Woodfield Comedy, on Twitter, Ben Woodfield Comedy, Instagram, Ben Woodfield Comedy, all that sort of stuff. If you want or don't, I'm not your boss.
Yeah, and all those links will be attached down below. This is Shot 30 Podcast. Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, YouTube, all those things. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. I'm Shane Newbert. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening as always. Woo!